Certainly. Here's a rewritten article focusing on the community perspectives and social impact of the event described in the original text. This version aims to add depth to the narrative, offering insights into how the actions of the rescue teams impacted the broader community, while retaining the original event's intensity and challenges. Community strength in crisis. A night of challenges on Highway 401. As dusk settled over Highway 401 east of Sarnia, what began as a seemingly routine night quickly turned into a scene of chaos and determination. The skies above were deceptively calm, but the shadow of Lake Huron loomed, threatening the peaceful evening. Drivers in this region, well-versed in the unpredictable nature of the Great Lakes, knew that conditions could change in an instant. And change they did. A sudden squall, common to the area but no less dangerous, transformed the highway into a treacherous pathway. Visibility plummeted, and drivers were left navigating through a swirling storm of snow and wind. For those caught in the storm, the sense of vulnerability was palpable. It was a stark reminder of the fragile balance between nature's power and human resilience. But this story is not just about the weather. It is about the men and women who, in the face of adversity, came together to ensure that the highways remained open, safe, and navigable. The team from Chatham Towing, led by Jason Verkake, played a pivotal role in this narrative. Their mission was clear: to reopen Highway 401, a critical artery for both local residents and the broader Canadian economy. The highway's closure not only disrupted traffic, but also had significant economic implications for the industries reliant on this route. As the team arrived at the scene, they were greeted by the overwhelming sight of a burning wreckage, a semi-truck, fully loaded with carrots, engulfed in flames. The driver, narrowly escaping the inferno, had no time to save his truck or its valuable cargo. The air was thick with the smell of burnt plastic, a stark reminder of the destructive power of fire. The scene was chaotic, but the team remained focused. Their goal was to clear the wreckage and reopen the highway as quickly as possible. The challenge was immense. The trailer, reduced to a smoldering shell, posed a significant risk to the recovery operation. Trevor Gerard, a seasoned heavy operator, assessed the scene with a practiced eye. The trailer's structure was compromised, making the task of removing it from the highway even more difficult. Yet, the team pressed on, knowing that their work was crucial to the community. For those living in the area, the highway is more than just a road. It is a lifeline. It connects communities, enables trade, and ensures that essential goods and services reach their destinations. A prolonged closure would have ripple effects, impacting local businesses, delaying deliveries, and disrupting daily life. The importance of reopening the highway was not lost on the rescue team. As the night wore on, the team's efforts paid off. Using a combination of skill, experience, and ingenuity, they managed to secure the damaged trailer and clear the wreckage from the road. The sight of the highway reopening, just as the morning commute began, was a testament to their hard work and dedication. But more than that, it was a moment of relief for the community. The highway was open, the disruption was over, and life could return to normal. Yet, this event was not an isolated incident. Across Ontario, from the streets of Toronto to the rural highways, similar scenes were playing out. On the southern edge of the city, Steve Pulley and his team were dealing with a different kind of challenge. A fuel tanker had rolled over, its contents threatening to spill into the surrounding environment. The risks were high, not just for the crew but for the entire area. A fuel spill could have catastrophic consequences, contaminating the water supply and endangering local wildlife. But in moments like these, the community comes together. Firefighters, rescue teams, and local residents all played their part, working side by side to mitigate the dangers and restore safety. The successful recovery of the tanker was not just a win for the rescue team, it was a victory for the entire community. It demonstrated the strength and resilience of those who live and work in this area, people who understand that when disaster strikes, they must rely on each other. Further north, in the rural expanses near Highway 11, another story of community and collaboration was unfolding. A potato truck, laden with thousands of pounds of produce, had overturned, its cargo scattered across the road. The scene was a mess, and the task of cleaning it up seemed daunting. But what could have been a simple recovery operation turned into something much more meaningful. The Ontario Provincial Police, recognizing the potential for good, suggested that the potatoes be donated to local food banks and shelters. In a region where food insecurity is a real issue, this gesture was a lifeline for many. The community response was immediate and overwhelmingly positive. Volunteers helped to gather the potatoes, ensuring that they would reach those in need. For James Ireland and his wife Fabiana, who had come to Canada from South America, this act of generosity resonated deeply. Having experienced poverty firsthand, they understood the importance of giving back. The successful donation of the potatoes was a reminder that, even in the midst of disaster, there is always an opportunity to help others. These stories, though set against the backdrop of wrecked vehicles and dangerous highways, are ultimately about people. They are about the communities that come together in times of crisis, the individuals who go above and beyond to ensure the safety and well-being of others. Whether it is a tow truck operator pulling a trailer from a ditch, a firefighter preventing a fuel spill, or a police officer suggesting a food donation, each action has a ripple effect, touching lives in ways that are both immediate and long-lasting. In the end, these events serve as a reminder of the interconnectedness of our communities. When one part of the system falters, whether it is a highway closing or a truck overturning, the impact is felt by all. But so too is the strength that comes from working together, from knowing that, in the face of adversity, we are not alone. The highways may be treacherous, the weather unpredictable, but with the combined efforts of dedicated individuals and supportive communities, we can overcome even the most daunting challenges. And as the sun finally rose over the cleared highways, it was not just a new day for the drivers who had once again traversed these roads. It was a new day for the communities, strengthened by the knowledge that they could face whatever came their way, together. This rewritten article not only recounts the events of the original story, but also weaves in the social and community impacts, emphasizing how these challenging situations bring people together and highlight the strength of communal bonds. Certainly, here's the continuation of the article, maintaining the focus on community perspectives and social impact. Resilience and recovery. The aftermath of a storm. As the sun's first rays touched the roads of Ontario, a sense of calm began to settle in. The storm had passed, but the challenges it brought were far from over. For the rescue crews, the night had been a grueling test of endurance, skill, and determination. But for the communities affected by the highway closures and accidents, it was a night of anxiety, waiting, and hoping that the roads would soon be clear and safe again. The reopening of Highway 401 was a significant milestone, not just for the logistics and transportation sectors, but for every individual who relied on this crucial route. It was a lifeline for many, connecting small towns and cities, facilitating commerce, and ensuring that essential services could continue without interruption. The highway's closure had caused a ripple effect, disrupting daily routines and creating a sense of uncertainty. But as the road was cleared and traffic began to flow once more, there was a collective sigh of relief. The community had weathered the storm, and life could start to return to normal. But normalcy, in this context, is a relative term. For those involved in the recovery efforts, the night's work was not just about clearing debris and reopening roads. It was about restoring a sense of security and stability to the community. The people of Chatham and the surrounding areas had watched as their lifeline was threatened by forces beyond their control. They had seen how quickly a calm evening could turn into a night of chaos. And they had witnessed firsthand the dedication of the men and women who worked tirelessly to ensure that the community remained connected and supported.